Hey, good afternoon to you. Hope I'm audible. Good afternoon to you as well. So how about the ones, those who are in the virtual platform? Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So how about the screen? For the physical class, the screen is okay, and I hope for you also it's fine.
Yes.
And you have to update me where we stopped last time. I hope I'm audible for the users who are sitting at the back. So, like where we stopped last time, like I know that we were discussing co-marketing concepts. And so far, if my memory is correct, we have discussed needs, wants, demand, and also market offering. And customer value we have already discussed, and also the satisfaction we discussed. Is that the point where we stop? Still, I have good memory, it seems, right? So this is the point where we stopped last time. All in summary, marketing, it's all about understanding the customer's requirement. And then we have to give something outstanding from that of competitors. At the same time, we have to maintain the profitability. So that's what all it's about marketing. And when saying that we have to do something outstanding, so there, first we should know like what they're expecting from certain products, and also make sure that our product actual value matches with what they are expecting. So then only we can keep them satisfied. Also, we said that like if we are keeping unnecessary expectations just for the sake of attracting customers, that is dangerous, because once the customers realize that the real product is not as what we were telling, then certainly they will be disappointed. So that's what here it say, that putting unexpectedly high the expectations, that is really dangerous, because you are inviting customers to be disappointed. And just for the sake of let them know that you are giving something extra. So purposefully we can keep unnecessarily low expectation. That is also bad, because then we may not be able to attract a sufficient number of customers. So both extremes are like not something we can recommend. Only thing, as all in summary, I would say that you have to make sure tell the truth. That's it. If the product gives something, tell that one. If it doesn't give, don't tell about it. Also, did we discuss like how the satisfied customer? No. I think this is the point where we have to start today. You have to just tell me, like, if you are happy with a particular product, then that means if the customers are satisfied. So that satisfied customer, how that satisfied customer would react to a particular brand.
Recommend it to others.
Yeah, you will recommend it to others, and it's voluntarily open for both the online and offline. If you're happy with the product, how you behave. It's like common sense. I don't need to have even a note. Yes, we would tell about that product to others. So any insights from the virtual class?
They give good review points in the Google form or that any other platform.
Yeah. So especially in the online platform nowadays, like the reviews are open so that they will give good reviews. So that means it will convert into positive word of mouth. Yeah. What else? We would keep purchasing that product. Yeah, we will continue the same product, isn't it? So if you are happy with a particular brand, so that means we will repeatedly purchase that product. Yes, true. What else? You just think about yourself and tell me. Is that all? Like we will keep
To a friend.
suggest to friends like, okay, this is good thing, so that you have also go ahead. Yeah. So here it says that So tell me whether you agree with me. So as the one of the colleagues from the class said that we will be loyal to the product. So that means you keep on purchasing the same brand. That is what it says, that stay loyal longer. And at the same time, like when the same company introduce new products, certainly we will go for it because we already have built up a trust. That is also something we do. And also like as the both cases, it says like we will talk a favorable thing about the product. Like we will recommend it to others. And also we say positive things about the product, either physically or in the online platform nowadays, as the virtual class said that like we may have some positive reviews. So that is what here it says that we will talk about favorable things about the company and its product. And also like this is something didn't come to your mind, like if we are happy with a particular brand or a product, we pay less attention to competitive products, isn't it? We are not much interested because already we are happy with that. Okay? That didn't come to your mind, but that is also something we do. Then we become less price sensitive. Even though they may have like some price reduction, we may not be that much interested to shift from one brand to that one just because of the price savings. And also like if you are happy with a particular brand, then you might like give some ideas to improve that product or the service. But if you don't like, then the thing, what you are doing is like just leave out from that company also. Like just imagine maybe if you have a kind of the friend that you like, but if that friend is doing something which doesn't match with you, since you really love that friend, so you would say that this is wrong. But if you don't love that friend, so you simply depart from that person, isn't it? That is the same for services or the product. Like if you are with a particular service or a particular product, if you really like that product or services, but if it has some defects, some disagreements, at the first step, you will just tell, like say if it is a restaurant or something, so you know that you have been going to the same restaurant for a longer period of time. Now their quality has gone down. Or sometimes that the particular dish that you are trying may not be tasty as those days. So at the first time, you just call the persons who are serving you and tell, or else the person who is like owner or the one who is in charge would say that now today this dish was not good. You will tell. You tell first time, second time, third time. If they are not changing, then certainly you will change yourself. So that's what here it says that if we are happy with a particular product, in case if a product went wrong, the customer first instance, customer will tell it. So then what we have to take from the commercial point of view? Yeah, we have to take the necessary steps, and also like even the customer who is telling about negative things about our product, you should not be get angry with the customer. You should not be that stubborn. You should take it positively. This person like it, so that is why telling it. Otherwise, the person doesn't have any legal bond to be with our company. The person would have to simply go to another company, but yet the person is taking one more steps to be with us. If we didn't change it, I told you like that response skills, sensing and responding skills. If you are not responding, then certainly they will leave. Once they left, then it's very difficult for us to take them in. Understand? So that's what here it's saying that like satisfied customers are the ones, those who provide some ideas for the company, even though the product may be having some defects. And also it says that it's very cost effective from the commercial point of view, from financial point of view, like it's very cost effective for company to serve the satisfied customer. Why is that? That's the last point it says. Normally we say that in the sales management, like attracting a new customer is more expensive than serving the current customer. Why is that? Any insights from both ways?
A customer gets the satisfaction that we need. So if we don't need to put an effort to, but for the new customer, we'll have to advertise it and the extra cost.
Yeah, that's the idea, like from the class, one of your colleagues saying that, yes, for existing customer, if the person is already happy, so we don't need to tell again. So obviously person knows that so long as the brand is appear, the person will certainly go for that. You don't need to tell, you don't need to promote. You don't need to pay even a single penny to keep that customer with you. But if it is totally new customer, then you have to convince that person. So convincing that person, certainly it will take some cost. So therefore we say that the best thing is we have to keep our customer base satisfied. Otherwise, like if we are thinking like the new customers are maybe more profitable than the existing customers, that's a wrong decision. Because at least even if you can't expand your market, keeping the market itself is also something sustainable. So if the customers are dissatisfied, of course, opposite of this. The opposite of this in a sense, like not repeat purchases, they are not loyal. And also like even if we introduce new product, since they're already not satisfied with the existing brand, they will not come and purchase our new products. And of course, they will tell about the bad things. That is something I also would like to tell you here. Like we all say like the word of mouth, the recommendation from your sense, you say that we will recommend to others. Okay. So normally there is the saying like the bad stories are having wings. What does that mean? That spread very quickly because there is a rule of thumb, like if a particular person is happy with something, if some good thing happen, that will be communicate only maximum of 5 people. Just see whether it's true in your life. Okay? But if a bad thing happen, it says that the people will communicate to others like minimum of 10. So that's why it says like the bad things are having wings. It's spreading very quickly. Even so many good things are happening even a particular family or even a particular company or a particular country. But those good things, not many people are aware. But even a small thing happen, say that if a cockroach were there in the soft drink, so that will be spread without any commotion. And even as per the nature of the people, we are also very much vigilant about the bad things. If a good thing happen, nobody cares. Even in the media also, they won't pay much of attention. Like the very recent example, I would say that from the university, like we are doing a lot of good things. And once we invite the media, and like if we speak to like 5 media, so maybe only one hardly respond. And they hardly come and they won't confirm whether we are coming. But if suppose that if there is a strike or something, if a picket is there, so then like even like our students, they were as a joke, they say that, madam, if that is the case, shall we go out in the university and we'll fight? And then all the media will come. Then after that, we will communicate our message. So anyhow, we want to pass that message to the community. Then I said, so no, don't do it in that way. So that's the idea what I wanted to tell you. So it's a big question, like what's the media role is, like how much that they are paying attention for both positive and negative, but we have to accept it. So marketeers should understand, even though the company is doing like 99% correct, if one is wrong, that one, the people will catch it up, but not that 99. So that's why we have to be very much careful, especially in the today's world. Like if something happened, you just take the phone and go and put a review. So that cannot be deleted. So even the people, the next customer, we call as prospectors, if they want to come and purchase that product, especially in online purchases, so the people used to go through the reviews. And as per the reviews, the stars also being given. So then it's out of the control of the company. So that reality we should understand, because it's not just the conventionally we are looking at the customer satisfaction. So immediately they are responding. That's the case. So that means sometimes those responses are not logically thought one, emotional responses. Like suppose that if you have gone to a hotel and something went wrong, just take the phone and put a review against the hotel. But sometime after maybe a while, so the hotel management may rectify the problem. By that time, it's gone. So you have to, it's very challenging for marketers, because it's like you are in a crystal world, like you are not being covered. So everything is visible. So that is the challenge, but that is the reality, we should accept it. And also, if you are not happy, of course, you will pay more attention for competitive products. And certainly you will talk about bad things about the product. And also like, as I told you earlier, if you are not happy, simply you will depart from the brand. You will not try to correct. And also it's very expensive if a particular customer left the company, then no matter how much that you are trying to convince, it will be very hard, because that is the nature of the human being. Like if you have a bad experience, that will remember for a longer period of time, not the good experience. So that is the nature of us. So therefore, if something went wrong with a particular person or a service or a product, we will remember that forever. It's very hard to rectify it. Now, how do we know that our customers are satisfied? These are some of the points, like, of course, we can have complaints and suggestion system. Like conventionally, those days, like we used to have like a box or something where the people can write something and put it, and then the management is the once in a while they are opening it and see whether what's there. That's a very conventional platform. Nowadays, how does it happen? That customer review also coming here, complaint and suggestions. So long as it's you have provided the facilities for people to make the review. So just by looking at the review, then you say that whether it's a complaint or whether it's a suggestion or whether it's an appreciation. If you're analyzing all the customer reviews, then you can have an idea like whether the customers are happy with your product or not. So same like the potential customers are doing, company also can do it. Other than that, even sometimes like we can have a separate survey, a research, have a separate questionnaire, distribute among the customers and asking people to like the response in terms of different aspects. How this is being practiced nowadays? Other than like separate research. I know that you have been exposed to this kind of things like in day-to-day life. Yeah, sometimes like once in a while we get Google form. And also like I would tell you, like in the Google form and even filling the question, yeah, we are little reluctant to respond, isn't it? As customers also, even we got a one. So like if time it's there, we will respond, like because it's not the must. So then if you are our managers, so how we increase the response rate of this kind of a survey? Just think for 1 minute and 10 minutes. Now we know that one of the method for us to get the customer's idea is we can have a research survey. See whether just by looking at the answers that they are giving, then we can see whether the customers are happy with our product or services. Then we know that nowadays, even if you have a Google form and distribute among our customers, very hardly many customers are responding. So that's the nature. Even if we think about ourselves, we can't blame the customers because that is the same for us. Even if someone is asking us, then how many calls that person is supposed to give us and remind? It's not that we don't like, but for anyhow, there is no time or we are like neglecting it. We don't give much priority. So that is the problem like the companies are facing if they are going ahead with this strategy. So as managers, how we are going to handle, how we are going to increase the response rate? Sir, just think and let me know. I will give you like 1 minute for you to think. Of course, you can have a chat with your companion. That privilege is there for the physical class, but of course not there for the virtual class. Okay, so I'd like to give the chance to the virtual class first. Any idea how we can increase the response rate of a customer satisfaction survey?
They asked to click that happy face, sad face.
Okay, good. So any idea from the class, physical class?
Because continuous customer, we could give an extra discount to the next order that they place.
Yeah. So good thought, like both the thinking I'm really happy with because the one of the things that we can do is like make it more simplified and also ask immediately if the service is being given. So you might have come across some instances where if you take a call, I think it's practicing in the other countries as well, especially for telecommunication industry. So if you are taking a call and getting a kind of a service over the phone, and then once the service is over, and even banks also they do it, online banking. So then they say, "Well, just wait for a 1 minute. We have a questionnaire, not the questionnaire, just one question to ask. They just ask a one question or two maximum and asking your response. So that is more productive, I suppose, because it's immediately after the service is being given. Because unless otherwise, if it is been asking couple of days later on, you can't remember what happened. So then that is the idea, like the virtual class was giving like smiley faces. It's coming and just you have to click on the which file is made that you like. So virtually you can do it. And the other one that came from physical class, like give some incentives. So that is why that is what the pizza and the Domino's is doing. Like they are giving in that receipt itself, and they say that you better go to this website and give your customer feedback, and there you'll be given a code. And if you are present that code for the next order, and of course they are giving a particular time period, weeks or so. So then you will be given this much of discounts. So that way we can increase the response rate. Then how about the lost customer analysis? It's something like this. Like if you are a company and if you know that, like there was a customer base, but now some of those customers are not coming to your company. So that you can contact those customers and you can ask like why they are not coming to the company. So that is what we call as customer analysis. Like what kind of the companies it's possible to practice it. I hope you are making your own notes because those are just the general knowledge, but I'm just giving some explanation. Lost customer analysis. The customer has already lost, but we are going to contact those lost customers and see whether why they are not coming and which kind of the services that we can use this approach.
Sure.
Insurance, yeah. Of course, like not the motor insurance, because the motor insurance in regardless of the country, in any country which is compulsory. So that anyway, after a particular the period is over, you go and have the renewal. But for life insurance, like even though we know that since we are born and we know that definitely we will die, that's a sure thing. Okay. So, but even that is the case, the way that we are living, that won't come to our mind. Even it comes, like we can't stop it. Okay. So then what the life insurance people are doing then? Are they going to stop it? No. They are trying to just recall it and say that you have this kind of a life risk. And suppose that either you may be fully disabled or partially disabled or you will die. Those are the three selling points of them. Okay. So first they will remind you that you are going to die. And the other one is they say fully disabled. Like you can't do anything, just on the bed. Okay. Or partially disabled, like something went wrong with the essential parts, like the maybe eye or maybe hand, the legs or something which you can't do the normal work. And saying that they are putting you into that condition mentally and say that if it happened, like how we are going to survive for yourself and your dependents. So then they are giving the benefits to both the dependents as well as the insurer. The insuree. Okay. So then, but the people will, okay, at a point, they will be convinced and then they will start life insurance. But once they realize that, no point, because normally if you start a life insurance, you have to continue for a longer period of time. So at a particular point, if they realize that the money, what we, especially the financial people, they are looking at the value for the money. If you are paying this much of money continuously monthly for this much of years, so in another 20 years time only we will be getting the benefit. Even another 20 years time, like even if nothing happened, if you are still living as usual, so then you are asking if that is the case, what is the return? And they will tell you like if nothing happened, if you didn't claim anything on the way, so this is the lump sum you will be getting. So that lump sum, even though today is a big number, but that day with the inflation rate, of course, to Sri Lanka is going on. So it says that there is no value for the money in the future, no matter how much big money that you will be getting in the future. It's better like tomorrow, better if someone's saying that, okay, I will give you 5,000 in the next week, you would say that, no, I don't want that 5,000, give me 2,000 today. So that 2,000 is much worse than the 5,000 in 1 week later. So that is the situation. So therefore, like the people won't continue, especially with the economic crisis. So then that becomes lost customers. You have to contact them, the ones those who are not continuing the life insurance policy, and contact them and ask like why it is. So if they are telling like it's a personal reason, or if they are telling like I know that the benefits what you are giving it's not worth, so that's why I stopped paying. Something wrong with the package, isn't it? So they have to alter, unless otherwise, every people, if they start thinking like that, slowly they'll be losing the customers. And even like, so in that case, life insurance, you can do this. Once in a while, contact the lost customers and see whether what went wrong. If possible to rectify, you have to rectify. Otherwise, in the future, like we say that the manager should be able to foresee in the future. If you are not solving the problem today, the tomorrow it's going to be too dangerous. And some leasing companies. So that's the other case. Like a lot of lost customers we can see in the leasing companies, because what would happen is like we all know that like the leasing, it's very easy for us to get. But in terms of the interest rate and the condition, it's not something fair. So what most of the people would do, like the possible people would do is like if they want to buy, say for an example, vehicle or something, they immediately will go for a lease and will purchase it. But at the same time, if there is a possibility of applying for a personal loan or a bank loan or something, they will apply, but it will take some time. So by the time, once they receive the bank loan, sometimes they may pay the early settlement charges to the leasing company and pay it and continue with the bank. Do you understand? So there are some people, those who are doing in that way. So then that again become a lost customer analysis. Because the lease now they are not continuing even with the, so that's why the leasing companies are asking early settlement charge. Because if they continue for that number of years, they are earning a certain kind of interest. So if the customer is settling today, they are losing that interest. So they calculate not the total interest, they calculate at least a certain portion and saying that we want this much from you because you are like the terminating the agreement. So some people, they wish to go even paying for that and then they will continue with the bank loan because it's less risky and bearable. So that is also something the leasing company should be aware, okay, because the people are like that because they are not happy with the service what we are giving, especially the interest rate and those kind of things. Post shopping. Am I audible to the virtual class? I need a response from the virtual class. Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Okay. The ghost
Yes, ma'am.
shopping. Okay, thank you. The ghost shopping. What does that mean? Any guesses? This is we are talking about the customer satisfaction. And how come that we can ensure that our customers are satisfied by letting ghost shop? Okay, I know that it's a bit hard for you to think because it's not something we can get it from the general knowledge. It's something like this. It's, I know that it's practicing even in the other countries as well. In the European context, I know that certainly it's been practiced. Like in a particular company, like by the top management. So they are appointing team of people. So they are appointing a team of people. So suppose that if it's Sampath Bank or maybe McDonald's. Okay. So by the top management, they are appointing team of people and asking these people to go to their own company as customers. But they are not real customers. They are pretended customers. But once they go there, they act as real customers. So normally they are taking this team from external body, not within the company. Because if you are picking up within the company, the people are known to each other, even though the branches are different. Okay? Say for an example, like if we have 5 people in the team, for each person that the top management is giving a task. Okay, you go to X branch as a savings customer. Or you go to the other, for the other one, go to the Y branch as the current account customer. So you better go for the another branch like as a pony customer or as a lawn customer. So likewise, in a way that cover up all the areas, so that team will be given the responsibility. So then suppose that if I've been appointed as a savings customer for a particular branch, what I have to do is I'm going to that branch. I'm a real, like, but even though I'm pretending, but I just act as a real customer in that branch. I just go and I say that I want to open a bank account, savings account. And then the people, the staff, those who are serving for me, they don't know whether I'm a real customer or a pretended customer. They will give the normal service. Then what I have to do is I have to get the real service, but I'm a pretended customer. I'm giving a report. I'm giving report to the top management. So I have been served by ex-employee. So that's why, especially in some cases, but I haven't seen in the bank in Sri Lanka, but in the restaurants, like the name tag, if you are going to speak to the customer, you have to have a name tag. So that concept have come, that has come from the European context, because whenever you are writing the report, you are writing that name also. So saying that I be served by this person, and this was the experience what I got. And then sometime, like, just to make it more formalized, even top management can specify certain areas to check. Then it's more focus. So explaining the experience at the same time for particular areas, the top management might be asking that pretended customer to give the ratings out of 100 or whatever, like for say 10 areas, for each of those areas, you have to give the marks and then submit that report to the top management. That is a true experience. I don't know how far that it's practicing in Sri Lanka, but I know that it's practicing in Europe, McDonald's. So their concept is, they have a different name for it. They call it as gap, AP gap. Okay. So then they say like, there is the time period where the gap is coming. Like the time period is in the peak time, because in the peak time is the one the restaurant is very busy and there is a possibility the customer satisfaction will deteriorate. So the peak time, if I'm not mistaken, like in UK, it's from 6 to 7 for breakfast, 12 to 1 for lunch, and 7 to 8 for dinner. Okay. So likewise, they have peak time period. That's the time period where a lot of people are coming to for the breakfast, lunch, and the dinner. And also these gap people, they are coming, like they start the evaluation from the car park itself, from the point where they get down from the car, looking at the car park and how cleanly it is and how easy. And then they go to the washroom, then see whether how clean it is. And then they go to the till. And the more challenging thing is this person is normally asking the menu item that is a common item, like everybody is demanding. So that the employees are not aware like whether this person is a gap person or a normal person. And then the person is placing the order and taking the order in the restaurant itself, not taking out, dining. So while dining, the person is observing all the behavior of the other customers. And then of course the name tag is also there. And if I'm not mistaken, 10 areas being given, for each area 100 marks. So out of 100, the minimum they have to score 80. Maybe the freshness of the food, cleanliness of the staff. So likewise, 10 areas are there. So what this person is doing is soon after they come out from the restaurant, they have to prepare that report. So just take the tab and just prepare it and send it to the top management. So that is ghost shopping concept. It has nicely collaborated with the employee performance evaluation. Can you think like how we can combine it with the employee performance evaluation of the entire the branch? Now, is the concept clear? I hope the concept is clear, and they have put one step further, combine it with the HRM function performance evaluation. Think and let me know. I'll give you 1 minute for you to think. And of course, you can discuss with your friends in the class, but the virtual one, of course, you have to stand alone. Any thoughts? I'll give a chance to virtual class first. So how about from the physical class? Any thought? How we can combine that with the performance evaluation?
Like if the report is made to that specified employee, so you can assess his performance from that, and you could give some, evaluate that.
Yeah, it's a good thinking, yeah. Because in the concepts, when I was explaining the concept, I said like the name tag is compulsory. Like it's one of the concepts in the European context where so long as you are speaking to a customer, your name tag should be there. That because if something went wrong, so they can complain with the name. So it's very focused, not just at a glance you are telling. So the same thing we can use for performance evaluation, but it's the basically happening in the McDonald's, like say that gap person is coming like the one time in the first 2 weeks of a month. And that immediately goes to the report, immediately goes to the top management in case, as I told you, like if the 10 areas are there, so the minimum of 80 marks should be taken for each area out of 100. Okay. So in case if a particular area is like it goes, it won't get 80, then the gap fail. So then immediately the restaurant manager, the floor manager in that time, so we'll get to know that the gap has come. So you fail to pass the gap. So they will give another chance. Like if the first one is anyway, it's twice a month, first 2 weeks and the last 2 weeks. So anyway, like in the first 2 weeks, the gap fail, they will arrange another one. They say that, okay, we will arrange another one. We'll give up one more chance again within the first 2 weeks. But again, we don't know which day, at what point that person is coming. Okay. So then even if that is also fail, then what they are doing is they pass a message like, okay, now we will think about the second half. So if the same thing happened to the second half, they will say that, okay, so we will take you as like the branch which is not performing. It's a fault of that person, that's true. So, but they will give the punishment to the entire branch. So they say that for the increments, we will not consider your branch employee as the branch which is entitled for the increments. So then it will become everybody's fault. Okay. So then if that is the case, like who would be in the most responsible person, the one who is in the high risk?
So
Yeah, the person serving the customer and also the floor manager. The floor manager is in a real stress. Because the floor manager is the one who's supposed to decide, like in the peak time, who should be the people, those who are in the front line. So if something went wrong by one of those people, then it will be a punishment to the entire branch. So therefore, that the main responsibility should be shouldered by the floor manager, how to handle that peak time. So So that's the kind of a concept which is Europe practicing, but I'm not quite sure how it's practicing in Sri Lanka. And also, since we have some students from the out of the country, I don't know how far that it's practicing in your countries as well. So if you have some experience, of course, you can share with us. Silence says no. Yeah, that's true case what I said, so that you can have a note like this is how it's happened, and also the not quite sure the entire Europe it's practice, but I know that UK, that is the structure in McDonald's when it's come to customer satisfaction insurance. Maybe like sometime even in your companies, if you are in the management, the board, or else like whenever you are giving some suggestions to the management, you can propose something like this, because it's very valid point where you can't, but the thing is that the employees, that the team should be genuine as well. I'm keeping myself silent, thinking that you are keeping your own notes. Now, so far I have discussed first three. Let me go to the other one, exchange and relationship. What do you mean by an exchange? So easy. You take something and give something return, isn't it? So this is what it says, like, so exchange is something like, if we have something in our hand, so we are giving it, on return, we are taking something back from that person. Okay. So can someone tell me, like, what's the difference between exchange and a transaction? Transaction that you may be more familiar with since you are coming from the accounting background. What's the difference between exchange and a transaction?
Value of money.
Yeah, so that is the one of the difference. So long as it's a transaction, the return it's the money. You may have heard about like the barter system, those in the Vedas period, like the good to good exchange, like whether it's having the meat. So the meat the person is bringing to the villages and give the meat, on return that person is taking the rice. So that is barter system, that is also exchange. It's exchanging good to good. But the transaction is like the returning mode is cash. Any form of money, like it may be cash or credit. That is one difference. Other than that, there is another difference between the exchange and transaction. Like, okay, before that, let me ask, like for an exchange to happen, what kind of condition should be there? What are the conditions should be there for an exchange to happen? You know that exchange is like giving something and taking something back. For that to happen, what are the conditions should be there? There should be two parties. It's so easy because that's why, like, of course, there should be two people. What else? Huh? Yeah, both parties should have to have the freedom of accepting or rejecting. No one can by force. Okay. Yeah, that's true. What else? It's very easy. Two people should be there. So they should have the freedom of accepting or rejecting. What else? There should be something to exchange. Yeah. There should be something to exchange. Otherwise, like that won't happen. So the last one is there should be a way of communicating. Like Sometime I will have something, but so long as if I am telling in whatever the mode, you don't know that I am having that. Okay. So those are the 4 conditions, like there should be 2 parties. There should be something to exchange. And also like there should be a way of communicating. Otherwise, each persons are just being detached and they are not being aware like something is there with them to exchange. And the other one is there should be freedom to accept or reject. So those are the 4 conditions. So let me repeat it again. 2 parties should be there. There should be something to exchange. And there should be a communication mode so that each one aware that there are something to exchange. And then the freedom of accepting or rejecting. So that means you can't buy forcefully. You can't give anything to someone else in the exchange. So coming back to the transaction, the one difference is like the money is coming as a returning mode. And the other difference is like in an exchange, the both party is better off. Like both are happy. But I would say like in a transaction, it is not a must. Even one party can be cheated. Do you agree with me? If so, how? In an exchange, like no, both parties should be mutually benefited. So that's why even the Kotler's definition. So here it says like you do remember the definition what I shown you. Here this definition, exchanging value. So anywhere in the definition, it's not talking about anything else. It says it's exchanging because the idea is in an exchange, everyone is happy with. The company is also happy, same as the customer. But in a transaction, even like the one party can be penalized. How? How one party can be penalized in a transaction?
So in exchange, like both parties have to like goods. But in transaction, it doesn't matter what, we have to give the money, like the value it takes.
Yeah, just imagine like, so how many times that we have been cheated by some people, some sellers. Okay. Say like, whenever you are going and you have seen in a nice t-shirts, and these cases that would be happen in certain cases with the economic crisis rather, like, so you might see like, yes, that t-shirts looks very looking nice. So you will take one off and have a look and apparently, okay, and then you will decide, okay, I will buy this. Since that t-shirt is already like in a loose mode, not pack. So then the other ones also more or less are similar. Then you would say that oh, I need a pack one because it's very easy for you to handle. Okay? So then you will take the one it's already packed because you assume that the one that you have already checked and also the one it's already in the pack, both are same. So then you take the packed one and then once you go home, then only you realize that certain defects are there. Especially with the designs like some paints. So the people put a kind of a painting just to hide those defects in the t-shirt. Because once it's stretched only, like after the time goes only, the holes are getting expanded. Or else like once you wash it, the shape would be like disorder. Or sometimes the color may change. But transaction has happened, isn't it? You are in the victim boat. Only one party is better off. The seller is better off. The customer is the one who has been penalized. So therefore, in a transaction, it is not always compulsory for both parties are satisfied. So that's why there are a lot of people, those who are really being driven by the profit. So they cheat the customer and they say that they're telling a nice story, but once you go home and really using the product, then you realize that Also, sometimes the people would say that, okay, if something went wrong, you just bring the product. But we know that to bring the product, it's another extra work. You have to take the leave sometime. So then you are asking from yourself, do I have to make that commitment or just throw the product away and just forget about it? Okay? Because they know that these people are there really busy, so they never come back with the product. So that is the difference between transaction, and in marketing, we say that we are not worried about the transaction. So we are very much worried like the exchange. Money should be there, but we are looking at the future money. Like we want to keep the customer for a longer period of time, not the today's profit. Okay, then, so let me go to the relationship. I will ask a small question from you, since you are practitioners. For you to run a business, what resources are required? Just list down for a particular business to run. Say that you want to open up a new business. For you to open up a new business, what are the resources required? List them down. I'm asking from both sides. So what resources are required? Any volunteer from the virtual class? So this time you have to take a chance because you've been so silent. What resources are required? I'm asking from the virtual class first.
The people,
Okay, we need people to run the business, yes. What else?
IT,
IT,
information technology.
information technology, okay, we might need information technology, okay. What else? Okay, how about from the physical class? So now in the virtual class, it says that we need IT and also people. Other than that, anything in your list? Yeah, we need money, but the capital is required, and also sometimes the capital is also required.
Ideas or methods.
Yeah, we need a kind of an idea, like this is what we are going to do. Yes, I do agree. What else?
If our customers who are our customers.
Yes, like we have to have a kind of method of attracting customers. Yes. You should know the methods. What else? So if you are having people, if you're having IT, if you have the money, and also if you have the methods, so do you think that we can run a business? The market means like attracting the customer, the way of attracting, I would say it's as a method. Huh?
Place to operate.
A place to operate, okay, the way there should be a property, okay. I ask that, the practical question. Now I convert that into a theory question. Okay. I asked the theory, but I asked it in terms of the practice because you are practitioners. So now let me change the question in this way. Have you ever like had a subject called management somewhere in your career, in your studies? In the management, you might have heard about 5 M's. 5 M's, have you heard about? I asked about that 5 M's. I asked it in the practical way. Like for a particular business to run, what resources are required? So you were telling 5 M's, but in a different angle. So that's why I said, okay, yes, we need people. Man, okay, that's one name. Also, we need money. So you said the working capital, I said even the capital also. And from the capital, we have to purchase properties and everything. Okay, that's everything is coming under money. That's the second name, man, money. And also you all said that the methods, the method of ideas, method of maybe manufacturing or attracting customers, the techniques that you are using. So even IT is also a method. It's a technique. So all the techniques and everything coming under methods. Now I said 3 M's, man, money, methods. And also sometimes we may need machines. Isn't it? Even for this institute, even though it is not manufacturing a physical product, if it is manufacturing physical product, certainly you need machines. But it doesn't mean that even though you are a service provider, that need machine. So it needs the overhead projector, it needs the computer. So even it may be an IT-based company, still you need machines. So depending on the nature of your business, the different forms of machines are required. That is the fourth thing. And what's the other end? Now I said man, money, methods, machines. I leave the last one for you. Material. Yes, material. So last time is material because like even for, of course, for a physical product manufacturing company, say that if it is a biscuit manufacturer, you need the raw material to manufacture the biscuit. But even if it is a service provider, like education institute like this, they need material. Maggie board pens, papers, water bottles. So that's the material, isn't it? Okay. So therefore, like no matter the nature of the business, these 5 M's are required for you to run the business. Okay. And we don't have all these 5 M's with us. Agree? Any company doesn't have all these 5 M's. That's why even if you have an idea of running a business, you may go for a bank loan. So you are getting the cash from the outside. So you are not a machine manufacturer. So if you want the machine to run your business, you have to purchase the machine from the outside. The materials you have to get it from the outside. And the methods, so sometimes you are not aware about the techniques. So you have to learn it from someone else. And even like the man. So all the employees may not be there with you. You have to hire the employees. So that we are getting these 5 M's from whom? Suppliers. So any business depend on the suppliers to get these 5 M's. Okay. So then we have the supply base. So you can draw it as a chart, like first the suppliers can go with like from right to left. So you have like 4 boxes, 4 rectangle boxes, one after another, like a flow. One come, it's okay. So just have 4 boxes. And the first one, name it as the supplier. So one after another, I said like this, the second one is manufacturer. The third one is, I will leave it. Once I explain, I will tell you. There is one more. So you have to connect this one from a line, an arrow. Something like this. Throw this in your notebook. Okay. Now we are standing here as a manufacturer for whatever the operating company. So then since we need 5 M's, so we are depending on the suppliers. So we call as none of the companies are self-sufficient. We take any company, they are not self-sufficient. Okay. So they are depending on the suppliers. So that's why the suppliers are required. And also just let me know what we manufacture, either physical product or a service. Is it for the company consumption? No. Whatever it's manufactured, it is not for company consumption. That is for whom then? For customers. So that we need the customers also. So that's we call as like none of the companies are self-contained. So they manufacture, it's not for their own consumption. That is for someone else's, of course, it's for customers. Okay. Now, for this manufacturer to give their product or services for their customer base, can they do it alone? No, they can't do it alone. Because suppose that if this is a Milko company, which manufacture Highland yogurt in Sri Lanka, so then, of course, they are getting these 5 M's from the suppliers and then that convert into a finished product. Now they want to make their product available island-wide. To make their product available in the island-wide, that can't handle by the manufacturer itself. So you need a lot of agents, wholesalers, retailers, distributors, roads, the fuel supplies. So that's all we put a name called intermediaries. This is what we call co-marketing system. This is what we call co-marketing system. It means like without having any of this entity, it won't survive. The manufacturer can't survive in absence of suppliers. And also they can't survive in absence of customers as well as the intermediaries. So therefore, having these 4 entities is a core of any business. So that's why it says that for marketing, since we are in the marketing discipline, we are saying that for marketing to happen, these 4 should be there. And also this is called as value system. There is another term for this. This is called as value system. Now I leave that question to you. Now you, the ones in the physical class, you can have a chat with your friends. And also the virtual class, you can of course think about yourself. Why the co-marketing system is called as value system. Now you know the meaning of value. So think from that perspective and also why it's saying that it's a value system. I will give you a couple of minutes for you to have a chat with your friend and then we'll start the discussion. The virtual class, of course, you can think about yourself.
It will be.
Any idea from the virtual class, like why it is, we can treat it as a value system?
At each stage, it add value to the product.
Okay, good point. Yes. How about from the physical class? Why this, the entire system, we are giving a name called value system?
Generate a value for customer through this process.
Yeah, the same idea is coming from the both cases, like even your colleagues in physical class are telling the same thing. Yes, just think about, say, if I'm taking the same example of yogurt. So we may be a brilliant yogurt manufacturer, but unless otherwise, if we are getting good supplies, we won't be able to do our job. Like if the fresh milk supplier, who is inferior the quality of the fresh milk, can Milko or whoever the yogurt manufacturer, can that company manufacture a good quality yogurt? I don't think so. So it's out of that company's control. But ultimately it's going under the company's brand. It's a different story. That's a risk in fact. Okay. And even we are not the one who manufacture machines. But the machines what we have purchased from the suppliers, if it is like always under construction, we have purchased a machine, like once it's run for a couple of months, it's breakdown. Okay. So then it will really disturb our manufacturing flow. But is it our fault? It's the supplier's fault, but we have to penalize. So that means supplier is having a value contribution to the final value that we are going to the customers. If they inferior the quality of the fresh milk, then the yogurt quality will go down and then the yogurt that the consumers are getting anyway in low quality because the raw material is low quality. Like even human power. If that's why as a country, like we are saying that if many skilled staff it's migrated, then we will be left with only unskilled staff. So then that will be badly affect the entire economy because people, those are not aware like what to do. So then the output would be so dangerous. So the manufacturers, immediately they'll be affected, but then at the last, so it will be affecting the country. So that is this side. So they are having a value contribution to the final product as a suppliers. And what is the value contribution of the manufacturer? The manufacturer should know how to convert that into finished product. So that is a value contribution from the manufacturer. And how about from the customers? I didn't say consumer, it's a customer. So sometimes this may be a retailer for the yogurt. the supermarkets or convenience shops. From where the consumers are coming and purchasing yogurt. So what is the value contribution from them for the yogurt that you and me consume? Yeah, they have to sell it at the same time, like being a yogurt, it's a perishable product. Yeah, it has a particular life. But Milko, the Highland company, a particular manufacturer, can't check the expiry date of all the products that's available in the retail outlets. They can't do it. Who has to do it? It's the retailer, if it is Kiehl's or whatever the supermarket, it's the responsibility of the supermarkets to check whether the products that they are showcasing for customers to buy, they have not been expired. But in case if something happened, like they have not done their value contribution and they left the expired product on the shelf for customers to purchase it. I don't know about the other countries, like in Sri Lanka, mainly like there are some people, like they check the expiry date after consumption. You have the product and you suddenly open the yogurt and have it. And by the time you are going to throw it and then checking the expiry date. So by that time you are mentally down. Because you are aware that something in your body, it's something already expired. You can't take it out also. So then, like, what would happen in case, since you are mentally down, sometimes physically, if you keep on thinking, I'll be getting upset, then my tummy will get upset, so sometimes automatically because of the mental stress, you will get upset. It will get upset, okay? So then if something happened like that, like, are you stop going to that retail shop or are you stop buying that brand? Still you will do the shopping in that particular the supermarket. But you will avoid that brand because one day you had a punishment. Unless otherwise you are getting the habit of checking the expiry date. So then who will be penalized? Brand owner will be penalized, not the retailer. So therefore, like if that products are not selling, the retailer will accommodate another product for the same sale. So therefore, as a manufacturer, you have to let retailers to check the expiry date of your product. That's not easy because they are also having a value contribution. And how about the intermediaries? The one who are in the middle that connecting the manufacturer with the retailers? Maybe wholesalers, maybe warehouse, maybe the distributors. How they can ensure, what kind of value contribution that we can expect out of them. Even in handling the product. Like if they are just throwing the packs of the yogurt, so that will be just, the set will be damaged. And also sometimes see whether they are maintaining the required temperature in the warehouse. And also even in the distribution, it says that you have to keep this, the product in this kind of a temperature, whether all the lorries are having that condition. So that's what like main problem in Sri Lanka for vegetable and fruits market. Like the farmers are giving it in a fresh condition, but in the commercial area, it's coming like chopped vegetable. So that is a distributor's fault because they put it into like in a way that they are trying. Okay. So then the certain parts being damaged. So that is the intermediary's value contribution. But all in summary, who will be penalized? The brand. But it's not the brand owner's responsibility, isn't it? The Milko company or the manufacturer is very innocent, out of control, but the punishment is coming to them. What they can do? What's the only option that they can do? Yeah, you have to have a good controlling system. So the controlling system, not in terms of punishment, but in terms of in a good way, relationships. So that's why in the business world, like we say that you have to have a good rapport with the people. The technology, everything can be copied by your competitor, but the trust and the relationship that you have built with your suppliers, that cannot be damaged. So if you are a nice person to the supplier, sometimes like if the supplier is having like the problem with the fresh milk, the supplier would tell you like, this is the problem and the fresh milk that I'm having is not in good quality. At least the person would tell you the truth. Because you are a friend to that person, the person who is handling that product. Or else like sometimes even though the person is cheating, the person may not cheat the friend. Give your company good quality one, but for the other ones that they don't like, they may inferior the quality and give. So that is the relationship. Even for handling the retailers, like you can give the commission, but at the same time, like it's the friendship. So because if you are developing a good rapport with the retailers and even the distributors, so sometimes like you want to send a particular product from Colombo to another area of the country. So now the persons, those who are loading for the lorry, so you don't have a good rapport with that person. So even though the person can wait for just 5 minutes and take your product, the person would say that no, that day you are like a big head and I don't want to wait for 5 minutes even for you. So then you are missing that lorry then. Then you have to wait for another lorry. Then it's killing your lifetime of the product. But if you have a very good rapport with that company or that the person who is handling the distribution, even if you are saying that my manufacturing unloading, I can do it at 5 o'clock. But the lorry is leaving also at maybe 4:45 or 4:30. And you are asking that person, just wait for me. So then you are just saving some of the days in your production, like the lifespan, that you can't do for the money. So therefore, it says that this concept, it came from the relationship. We say that with the people in the co-marketing system, you have to have a very good rapport. That because they are contributing to the final value it goes to the consumer. Understand? So therefore, the relationships are very important for marketing to happen productive. And if you go to past papers, I have asked this several times, like why co-marketing system is called as a value system. Explain with suitable examples. So that is a past paper question, so that you can try alone. Like I have already given the answer now because I have already explained like how each party is contributing to the final value. With an example, I have explained now. You should be able to develop your answer alone. Even you can take down that as a question. Why co-marketing system is called as a value system? Why co-marketing system is called as a value system? Explain with a suitable answer, with a suitable example. So nowadays it is something very important. So that's why even some new concepts are coming like stakeholder management. The stakeholder management means like if we are working in a company, internally and externally, we work with the people. The techniques, of course, we can copy and the competitors also can copy from us, but they can't copy that relationship rapport they have built up. Even within the company, we can control. Suppose that if you are asking something from the HR division, if that people are not providing, at least you can complain. There is a person to monitor the entire business. But out of the business, to whom that you are going to complain? You can complain to your company saying that I keep on trying to get the fresh milk, but I couldn't get it. And the top management says that it's your fault. You are asking me to come and get the fresh milk for you. No, it's your job. You should know how to get it done. So therefore, it says that especially with the outsiders, building up and maintaining relationship is the core of running a good business. Not the technology, not any advancements, it's the people. Okay, shall we go for break then? So today I think little bit of more time also because I was point of explaining. So normally we are taking 25 minutes. Yeah. So we'll go for a 25 minutes break, and when the ones who are in the virtual classes, you can take that break and come back. I couldn't check this.
Yeah.
It's almost finished. Okay, I hope, am I audible to the virtual class? Hope I should be. But it's better like if you can respond me, then at least I know that you are there. Am I audible to you?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you had a good break from both sides. And we were discussing about the exchange and relationship that is also over. Then the other one is the market, the last four marketing concept. These are like basic concepts that you have to be familiar to absorb the subject of marketing. Like if you're looking at the picture, so that is what we call like market. Like if someone asks what is a market, so what would be the answer that you are giving? Market means what?
Buyers and sellers meet.
Yeah, typically that comes to our mind like it's the place or the space nowadays, even with online platform. Like where the buyer and seller get together and do their transactions. Okay, that is a typical idea, but that is what in fact it shows in this picture, but it's wrong for marketing because it's the economic perspective and also it's the common sense. In marketing, we take the market from the target market perspective. Like that's what here in the explanation it says that it's a set of actual and potential buyers for a particular product. Say if we take a particular milk powder or whatever the product, then the company is talking about our market is like, say if it is 5+ anchor, so say that our market is at this age people, something like that. So keep that in your mind, like in the marketing subject, so long as if you are using the term called market, the idea should come to your mind like that is the either current or in the future. That's what it says, actual and potential. The group of people, those who are similar, either in terms of their requirement or in terms of their characteristics, so that we can offer just one product for them. Is it clear? Okay. So that means the target market idea is the one that we are taking for the market. And take it down like basically in marketing, there are 5 types of market. Take down a topic, types of market. So you know the meaning of market is set of actual and potential customers for a particular product or a service. So now, as per the latest classification of Kotler, 5 types of markets are there. The first one is consumer market. Consumer market. So then it's the meaning is something like this. The market means set of actual and potential customers. Okay. So they become consumer market so long as they are purchasing a product for consumption purpose. So then take it down, set of actual and potential customers. Set of actual and potential customers. who purchased the product, who purchased the product for consumption purpose, for consumption purpose. Since they are purchasing it for consumption, they become consumer market. Like say for an example, if say whenever you are going back home, like suppose that if you are buying maybe some food item for you, either for your personal consumption or for your household consumption, then you are part of consumer market. Okay. Now we all went down and had a something, like then we purchased something either for your personal consumption or else you purchase for your friend's consumption, including you. Then all of us are belongs to consumer market. Because our purpose of purchasing is consumption. Keep in your mind, like it's either our consumption or our household consumption. Okay. So the marketing, we are taking them separately because whenever we are buying for consumption purpose, the criteria what we are looking for something unique. Okay. I will explain the other one, then it will be more clearer. The other type is business market. Business market. Now you can guess the meaning. Market means set of actual and potential customers. Take it down. Set of actual and potential customers who purchase the product, for what purpose now? Business. For business purpose. It means manufacturing another product. Business means manufacturing another product. Okay, sometimes like in a manufacturing company, say that if you are belongs to say Milko, like the one who is manufacturing the yogurt. So you as a purchasing manager, you might be purchasing fresh milk. But at the same time, you are purchasing fresh milk, your household consumption. But the way that you are making decision totally different. Because in the company, as a role of purchasing manager, so you are purchasing decision, you are purchasing the fresh milk for business purpose. Because from that fresh milk, you are manufacturing another product. But whenever you are buying fresh milk for your household, you will consume as it is. So certainly your decision making is too different. Like say, if you are running a restaurant, as a restaurant owner, if you want to buy fish or meat, so certainly you will go for some discounts. Okay. But whenever you are buying for your household consumption, the quantity is small. So sometimes you may not looking for that much of a discount. So that's why it says that these are two different markets because of the purpose, the way that even the same person, the decision might be different, so that the marketing approach should also be different. And the other one is reseller market. Reseller market. Now even you can tell me the meaning if you really got the first two. Market means set of actual and potential customers, so that you are repeating the same set of actual and potential customers who purchase the product for reselling purpose. For reselling purpose. Who belongs to that category? There are some people like they purchase a particular product not for their personal consumption, but not for a manufacturing another product, they will sell it as it is. Resell it. Example, retailers, yes. And even supermarkets, they also retailers, yes. So they all belongs to this. So sometimes like they are not worried about getting the title of the product, like ownership. They say that no, we don't want to purchase your product, but we will provide the space for you to keep the product. So whatever the sold out stock, we will settle the bill for you. And also, since we are giving the place for you to keep the product, you have to pay for this. Because that space is valuable. If you are not taking, we can sell it for someone else. So their decision making, it's totally different. Understand? Okay. So it's then the marketing approach should also be different. You can't approach the resale, like the supermarkets and the retailers, in a way that you are approaching a restaurant. Like say, if you are taking a Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola is catering for all these three categories. Something like that. Okay. And the other one is the government market, government. You have to keep the examples for each type. The reseller means the supermarkets and the retail shops. The business market means maybe restaurant who purchase meat for manufacturing another product or something like that. We have to take down the examples. The government market, government means government institutions. Set of actual and potential government institutes who purchase the product. Whatever the purpose, like we are collecting all the government institutes and put them into one category. Then they become government market, set of actual and potential government institutes that purchase the product. That may be for business purpose, that may be for reselling purpose, or even for consumption purpose. But why? So we have taken government institutes separately. Can you think about a reason? Because sometimes they may be purchasing for consumption purpose. Sometimes they may be purchasing, like if we take Satosa, so they are purchasing for reselling purpose. So then some like the government institutes, if they are manufacturing something, so then they are doing business. But still, we are not putting them into a business market, but we are taking them separately. Why is that? Any clue from the class, both sides? That's what I was keep on telling, like the decision making is different. So that's why we are putting them into different categories. So how come the government institutions decision making is different?
Their profit orientation is less.
Okay, yeah, they are the way that they are making decisions, the decision criteria, it's not the same as a business organization. And also I would make it in this way, like, okay, I'll give a chance to the physical class as well. Any thinking from you? Apparently, like, none of you belongs to government organizations. Otherwise, it will come to your mind. Like, but we all know that in the government organizations, the way that they are, the procurement practice, purchasing practice is different, isn't it? So when we want to sell a particular product, say, if you want to sell like stationery items to the public universities, say for an example, so then the suppliers have to wait, like first they have to register in the list, and then we have to wait until they are calling for quotations. So then once the quotations are started to call, like it's like the seal bid pricing. So you have to put the prices and seal it. Won't discuss openly like in the commercial companies. Okay. And then all these quotations, they call for a particular period of time. Then after that, they are appointing a technical committee. So in front of that technical committee, like all these, the quoted, the prices or the quotations are opening. And they go for the lowest price. That should be the practice, but I don't know how far that it's happening in Sri Lanka. Like whether it's been manipulated by some higher authorities or not, but that is the practice. Okay. So then, but it won't happen in a private company. So that's why in the marketing it says that we can't treat the government organization as the way that we are treating the retailers or the other commercial companies. And complete the notes. The procurement practice is different, like the calling quotations, appointing technical committee, and going for the lowest budget. That is a practice in government organization, but it was not the case for private sector companies. So once you simply say that procurement practice is different, like with example, like polling quotations, appointing technical committee and going for the lowest project, then it will come to your mind. Now we have already completed 4 types of market. The last one is international market. International market. Set of actual and potential customers. Set of actual and potential customers who are living out of the home country. Who are living out of the home country. Like home country is the country where the business operates. Okay. So like say for an example, we might be having a business in Sri Lanka, but through your website, so you are offering your product or services for the people, those who are living out of Sri Lanka. Like the Daras is handling with international markets. So all the online like e-commerce, it's basically targeting for this international market. Even like the Kaprukal, like you search and see that, okay, I want this product, then I'm giving my delivery address and everything, place the order, and that will be delivered. Okay. So there, in the marketing, it says that that is also the way that you are making decision, it's different. Because like, suppose that if you want to purchase a particular product physically, of course, you go to a shop, you can check the quality physically, touch and feel. And then like either you pay by card or a cash and you're purchasing in person. But in the with the international customer, suppose that if you are living out of the country, say that like the ones those who are in the virtual class, if you want to send maybe a cake to one of your friends or one of your family, the birthday. So you are ordering out of the country. Okay. So the way that you are looking at that purchase is totally different. Because you are looking at the size, because there is no way that you can check the size. So that you are looking at the weight of the cake in how many lbs, like in kilos. Okay. But for us, we don't worry sometimes because from the outlook, we know that this is how much in weight. Okay. And what else they might be looking for? Like they might be looking for like the freshness, because there is no that they can ensure that this is fresh. So they are looking at like the manufacturing date. We might be not looking at the manufacturing date. Okay. And also like, so they might be looking at the delivery, like how trustworthiness of the delivery. So they are looking at the customer reviews. See whether that, because we might be placing the order, we want to make it delivered tomorrow, but we want to make sure that it's exactly going to the same place. Accuracy is so important for international customer. But for us, we don't need to worry about, because we personally go purchase and come. Okay. What else? And for the payment gate, especially whenever you are dealing with international customers, you have to be very careful about the payment gate, because we don't worry to give our debit card or credit card or paying in cash, because we will get the card back and the card is being used in front of us. But if whenever you are placing order out of the Sri Lanka, you are giving your card details to the system. So like with the hackers, like even ethical hackers also, they are internationally. So some hackers, they are already being created by the companies. So these people can get into those systems because it's anywhere it's being saved. Whatever we are putting into the system, it's saved somewhere. So if that assurance is not being provided by your website, then the people will be very afraid to put the card details to the website. Because then without your awareness, somebody else's may hack your details and keep on using the card. You even are not aware of it. So the payment security is something they will be very concerned. But we as a physical customer, we may not be that much worried about it. So therefore in marketing, it says that international market, the decision making is different. So that you have to have a different marketing approach. You can't handle in the same way that you are handling the rest of the customers. Clear? Complete your notes. Just complete like saying that international customers, the decision-making criteria are different. They are very concerned about the trust, delivery dates, security of the card details, refund policies. So they're very much concerned about those ones, unlike the people in the other markets. So with that note, we have finished this the co-marketing concepts. Like this is what I already explained, like co-marketing system, so that I'll skip this. Now, I'm taking you through to another area. Okay. I've already finished co-marketing concepts. Now, let me discuss like what is the role of marketing in the society in a particular country. Okay. Because we know that if we are taking the production section and the consumption section, they are not operating in exactly the same way. There are certain differences. So some discrepancies are happening. So the marketing institutions can help to like sort out that mismatch. Okay. So how they can sort out, like we say the marketing institutions are providing some utilities. Have you heard the term called utilities in economics? In economics, we say that utilities. Okay. We'll take it down. The role of marketing in the society. Role of marketing in the society. Marketing institutions contribute for several utilities. Marketing institutions contribute for several utilities. So we'll go one by one. The first one is place utility. Place utility. First listen to me, then after that we'll go for the note. It's something like this. Now I told you there is a mismatch in between the production and the consumption. Okay? There are certain instances where the production is happening in one place, but consumption is happening in different places. So there is a mismatch. Like some example, if you take rice, the rice, even regardless the nature of the country, like in Sri Lanka or in the country where the visual people are also living, like in Sri Lanka, we know that the rice is not cultivating all around the country. It's cultivated only in certain parts, in certain places. But the people, those who are living in almost all the places, since we are Asian, we consume rice. So you understand, there is a mismatch. The production is in one place, but consumption is in all the places. So who is bridging this gap? Like we, of course, take the rice from the supermarket. We don't go to the places where the rice cultivation is taking place, and we don't take the entire stuff for the whole month and come. Because it's freely available. Who is contributing to that address that gap? Rice mills, distributors, wholesalers, retailers. That's all coming under marketing institutions. Isn't it? Okay. So that is one role by the marketing that they are doing to the society. Take it down. The second role by the marketing institutions is to create a Marketing institutions. Marketing institutions. Make the product available in the correct place. Make the product available in the correct place for people to buy. For people to buy. Example, rice production is only in limited places. Rice production is only in limited places. But rice consumption is in all the places of the country. This disparity is addressed by rice mills, warehouse, wholesalers, rice mills, warehouse, wholesalers, distributors, and retailers. That's why even like time to time, whenever they want to control the rice supply, so that's why even in the media and people say that the rice mills are the ones that are making the manipulation. They can control because that controlling power is there because it's the role in the society. Other one is time utility. That just finish the place utility, time. Time utility, the second one. Again, listen to me. Now you can guess the meaning. The place utility means keeping the product in the correct place. Then the time utility means what? Keeping the product in the correct time. Because the place utility means like we bring the product in the correct place for people to buy. Then the time utility means we have to keep the product in the correct time for people to buy. So why we have to think about that one. Then again, there is a disparity of the production and the consumption. I can take the same example of rice. Because we know that the rice, it's not harvesting like throughout the year. So we have like Yala and Maha, and when there is a particular month where we can get the harvesting. But we eat rice almost every day, isn't it? We don't wait until that period to have the cultivation, and then we can't wait like that. Then who is again the addressing that disparity? All these people. The rice mills, they are the one who take, and the wholesalers, and they keep the stocks, and they are issuing throughout the year for people to buy. Take it down. Marketing institutions make the product available, in the correct time. Make the product available in the correct time. For people to buy. Example, price production limit to certain months of the year. Rice production limits to certain months of the year. But people consume rice every day. This disparity is addressed by rice mills, wholesalers, distributors, and retailers. Then the third one, form utility, F-O-R-M, form. Form utility, form, F-O-R-M, form. It's like this. Sometimes there are certain products like production is in one form, but consumption is in a different form. Again, the rice, isn't it? The production is in paddy form, but we don't purchase paddy. Consumption is in rice form. So then again, there is a mismatch. So we addressing that rice mills, because they are the one who purchase paddy from the farmers and then peel off and convert that into rice. So then it's coming to the consumption form. Take it down. Marketing institutions. Marketing institutions make the product in the correct form. Make the product in the correct form for people to buy. For people to buy. Example, rice production is in paddy form. Rice production is in paddy form, but consumption is in rice form. This disparity is addressed by rice mills, which converts paddy into rice. Which convert paddy into rice. Okay, and the other utility is assortment. Assortment utility. Assortment. Tea time assortment. That assortment. Assortment utility. Now, like we say, time utility, making it in the correct time. Place utility, making it in the correct place. The form utility, making it in the correct form of consumption. The assortment is something like this, like it's the easy way for you to understand. Like the tea time assortment, where like from one, it has a variety of biscuits. From each variety, small quantity, isn't it? So once you open up like tea time assortment biscuits, I hope you have experience even for the virtual class also. It has variety of biscuits from the same biscuits packet, but from each category, maybe 3, 4, maybe even 5, the volume is there. Okay. So that is the idea of assortment, the variety, but in one version, small quantity. So how we can put that idea into this place? If we take the production, no matter how big the production company is, the production company manufacture a limited version of product, but from each they will manufacture in large volume. Like if we take Unilever, Unilever will manufacture like a particular soap, maybe 2, 3 types of soap, but from one version they will manufacture in large volume. That is the production side. But if we're looking at the consumption side, we are looking for assortment. We wish to change the soap very frequently. And we are not keeping a huge stock in our place. We don't want huge stock. Okay. So we maximum we will have from one soap, maybe 2 or 3 quantity packs. And if it is over, we know that it is freely available in the supermarket so that we can go and purchase either the same soap or even we can change the version because we love to expose to the variety, isn't it? So that's a disparity. The consumers like the assortment, but that assortment is not being provided by one manufacturer. So from where we get that assortment then? That variety in whatever the quantity, from where we get it? Are you going to stock, like, suppose that 2023 is coming, so are you going to stock like soap for the entire year? Different soap? Like that is for soap, and then you have to do for the same for the cream and toothpaste for everything, then you have to have a separate room at your home. And even you can't like maintain because some, it will be damaged by some insects and those ones. Why you are not doing it? Why we don't do so? Someone else is doing for us. Who is doing for us? Who is keeping the variety and whatever the quantity for us to go and purchase? So simple, supermarkets. Supermarkets is doing for us, isn't it? So it's just a matter of the supermarkets and the retailers. So we know that whatever the brand, so we can go to the supermarket and retailers and they have the stock, they do that stock keeping stuff and the variety, the assortment they are keeping on behalf of us. So then the supermarket are the one, those who are bridging that gap. So then it has the Unilever product, Hema's product, so all the products it has. So then we get the variety. Take it down. Marketing institutions. Marketing institutions make the correct assortment. Assortment within bracket, you can say the variety. Close bracket. Make the correct assortment available for people to buy. Example, Unilever manufactures limited version of soap in large volume. But consumers required variety of soap. Consumers required variety of soap in small volume for each. In small volume for each. This assortment is provided by supermarkets and retailers for the consumers. The last utility is possession, ownership, possession utility. Possession, I mean the ownership. So how come like there is a disparity regarding the ownership? That is what it says. Like if we're looking at the production side, there are manufacturers who manufacture the product and they wish to give the ownership of that product to consumers. Like if we take Toyota, they have already manufactured it and they make their product like available for people to buy. So they are just keeping in their showrooms. Okay. And they want to transfer that ownership to the customer. That means they want people to come and buy. Then the ownership will transfer. That is a production side. And if we are turning to the consumption side, we as consumers, we wish to buy the vehicle. That means we wish to get the ownership of that product. But sometimes, even though the people wish to take the ownership, some people will not buy. Why is that? Say that if we want to buy maybe a property or like whatever, maybe a big bus or maybe a vehicle or whatever, we wish, but we are not buying. Why is that? So simple means we don't have the money, isn't it? So we wish that if that ownership transferred to us, so they try to transfer the ownership, we try to get it transferred to our name, but we won't initiate because we don't have a cash. So who is bridging that gap? What people will do? They will either take a personal loan or lease. So then those companies, financial institutions, they are the one who is bridging that gap. They come and say that, okay, we will give you the money. So you purchase. If it is a personal loan, automatically title will also transfer. Unless otherwise, if it is a leasing, we will take the ownership first. And if you have settled the full agreement, then we will transfer the ownership to you. Then the both parties are happy because the manufacturer is released because manufacturer anyhow is getting the cash, like at one instance. So the ownership is transferring either straight or in two steps. And some cases, even no one knows that it is like being sponsored by someone, like of course in the big bus. So you have seen like this is being sponsored by People's Bank or something like that. But the vehicles, of course, they won't put even a sticker, isn't it? If they are going to put a sticker, no one will use that vehicle because most of the vehicles you can see in on the road, like they might be with that sponsoring with the help of the financial assistance. That is what it says, that ownership utility. Even whenever you want to get registered for a particular degree program or the professional program, you want to get the ownership. They also want to give the ownership, but sometimes you want demand because you don't have the cash. So then the banks says, okay, we will give you personal, like the education loan. So you take the money from the bank. Bank is a financial institution, it's a marketing institution, and you pay that and get that certificate. Now you are the owner of that certificate, like whatever the program. And then after that, you pay that money later on to the bank. So the financial institutions are the ones who are helping to get the ownership utility. In marketing institutions, helps, marketing institutions help to get the ownership, to get the ownership of certain products. For an example, when people want to buy vehicle, they get the assistance from the financial institutions. They get the assistance from financial institutions in terms of loan and lease. In terms of loan and lease, to get the ownership of such vehicles, Okay. So now I will take you to this slide. I hope you do remember, I told you, this slide is the one that gives you an idea about your syllabus. Like marketing, it's all about understanding the customer's requirement and fulfill them better than what competitors do, so that you'll be able to get the profitability. So in the first one, we say that we have to understand the marketplace, basically their customers' needs and wants. Then, based on such understanding, we have to develop the marketing strategies. So then, like once you put the resources for it, then we can construct the marketing program. Then we have to implement that in a way that we can get the profitable customer relationship. So from which we will be able to create the profit. Okay. So this from third, fourth, fifth one, it's basically focusing about the implementation part. Yours, like since you're not doing the bachelor's degree, so your syllabus finishes with the second step. Like understand the marketplace and how we develop the strategies. That's it. The resource allocation part and the implementation part, we don't discuss at your level. Okay. So now I have already finished the first step. Okay. So first step is being finished, and so the remaining slides I'll show you. Otherwise, you might be wondering like from where these numbers are coming. So that's why I wanted to show this is number 2. It's talking about marketing strategies. So this is number 1, understanding the marketplace. Now I have finished all these things plus the role of marketing in the society. This number 2 is coming from that process. So I hope now it's clear. Otherwise, you might be wondering like from where this number 2 is coming. It's like this. Now, suppose that if you want to, I'll go to the original example. Suppose that if you want to offer a nutritious drink for Sri Lankan market, you are a company who wants to offer a nutritious drink for the Sri Lankan market. The first thing you have to do is you have to study about your market. Okay. Generally, how about Sri Lanka? Okay. So with those concepts, we know that need, want, demand is there. So we know that the people are looking for a value from a product. And if we give it, they will be satisfied. It's like basic concepts so far you discussed. So keeping those ones in your mind, you are just looking at the entire market. Okay. Then after that, when you want to really offer your product, you have 2 questions to address. To whom do I have to offer my nutritious drink? That is the first thing. So you have to select your target market. So that's what here it says that what customers will be served. So why we can't offer just a one product in a way that suits to everyone? Because people are different. Like even if it is a nutritious drink, we know that everyone requires nutrition, but the types and the level of nutrition differ from people to people. Like the children may need higher level of nutrition because they are growing stage. And then the young generation and the adults. So it's 3 different categories, needs 3 different nutritions. So that you have to decide to which category do I have to offer my product. So that is what customers do I have to consider for offering my product. Then you have to decide like how I have to fulfill their requirement. So which nature of product, like am I offering a vanilla flavored one? Or am I offering what nutritions do I have to include? Am I offering it as a drink? Or am I offering it as a powder? So likewise, you have to design the product and then you have to mark a price for it. How much do I have to ask from the people? And like say, if you want to offer that for children and what their preferences are. And also how much their parents can accommodate for a product like this. And even like, where should I keep this product for their parents to buy? Or am I keeping that in the school canteen? Also, am I keeping in the supermarkets? So in the place also you have to decide. Then how should I promote that product? So that's all you have to make decision. So these 2 are the main questions that we are addressing under marketing strategies. Okay. For these ones, like for selecting the target market, we have a separate topic called segmenting, targeting, and positioning. Okay. So separately, I'll be discussing in detail. And then how we fulfill their requirement, how we design a product, how we mark the price, and how we decide where to keep the product, like place decision, and also promotion decision. For these 4 P's, for each I will have a topic. So it shows how your syllabus is constructed. So this is what it says, like there are certain things. So marketing strategy part, we will be discussing in the future. So that's why I'm skipping these 2 slides. Couple of slides I'm skipping because no point I'm discussing now. But I have included just to show that this is how we complete the process. Now this is the other area which I would like to discuss with you. Now, I think in your mind, you have just 2 things in your mind. I want you to have the 2 things in your mind. The one is understanding the marketplace. That part we finished. The second part is developing the strategies. So where we are addressing 2 questions. Who is the customer base and how we fulfill their requirement. Okay. So that I will discuss separately under like 5 topics. Selection of target market is one topic. How we fulfill their requirement is another 4 topics. Clear? Now, there is another thing that we should know, like when we are developing strategies, like what philosophy will guide us as marketing manager. Just imagine like now you are a marketing manager. You have to design a product to your target market, thinking some assumptions on your customer base. You think that, okay, my customer base is like this. So they will behave like this. So that I should offer something like this. So that is what we call marketing management orientations. Also, it is called as marketing philosophy. Also, it is called as orientation towards the marketplace. Take down in your notebook these 3, right? Marketing management orientation equal marketing philosophies equal orientation towards the marketplace. Marketing management orientations, marketing philosophies, and orientation towards the marketplace. So that's what here in this slide it says that which philosophy should guide your marketing strategies. And like how you give the weight for your customers, for the company, so likewise. It's why I asked you to take down that all are like asking the same thing, because the time to time, like when I'm checking the knowledge, like I can use any of those terms. So sometimes I might be asking about the marketing philosophy. Sometimes I'm asking about the marketing orientation. And also I'm asking about the orientation towards the marketplace. Even though it's 3 terms, but the answer is the same. These are those orientations. Okay, first listen to me because the slides has everything. As you can see, this is like it's going like an arrow. So which means the sequence is important. The one in the top, it's the oldest orientation, oldest philosophy. The one in the bottom, it's the latest one. Okay, so that means it's going one after another. Okay? So I will take the one at a time and try to guess the meaning from the term itself, as I said at the very first day. Don't try to memorize those ones. Here, production concept. It's something like this. Companies thought, because I told you like this is how the companies are looking at their customer base. They make some assumptions. Our customers are like this. So in this concept, this was the ancient concept, the companies thought like this. If we manufacture any product, and if we give it to our customer base for a cheaper price, and in a way it's widely available, people will buy that. That was the idea. Okay. So therefore, they are very much focused on the production efficiency. Because like if you are increasing the production volume, per unit cost goes down. It's a simple logic, isn't it? Higher the volume, per unit cost is down. Okay. So that you are too much focused on the production efficiency so that you can manufacture a product for a lower price. Also, they are focusing on the distribution efficiency. Now you want to make it available in a convenient place for people to buy. So that's what his concept says, like production concept hold that consumer will favor. That means they like the product that are available and highly affordable. Very cheap and easily we can buy from anywhere. Therefore, management should focus on improving the production and distribution efficiency. Production concept means focusing on the production, that because we believe if we manufacture anything and make it available freely for a cheaper price, they will buy. Okay, so that's why here it says that management focus is high production efficiency so that they can keep the product per unit cost down through the cost efficiency. And also the production efficiency just to make the product available at the mass level, mass scale. Is the concept clear? Now, I will ask a question from you. What is the major criticism against this concept? Do you think people are like that? Now ask from yourself, am I a person like this? Earlier, companies thought like this, whatever manufacture, if it is cheap and freely available, people will buy it. So that they keep on focusing on the production efficiency. Like that is a period where that division of labor, specialization, all these management concepts came in this era. Do you think that this is okay? Can we run a business with this philosophy? Have a chat with your friend and tell them. Even the online one, so you can think and tell me, is it applicable? Generally, like in both, I would say. Because management is the one who is thinking like our customers are like this. But I'm asking, like, is it okay? Is it true? Are the people like this? Do you simply, like, if I put it into a question, simply do you buy any product so long as it's freely available and cheap? That was a question you have to ask from yourselves. I am putting the questions to the others also, the one in the online platform. This philosophy is correct if you are buying any product so long as it's cheap and freely available. Do you think that this is applicable in the current context? Idea from the online platform?
No.
Yes, please.
So we are looking for some qualities and product varieties also.
Okay, yeah, we might be looking for some quality and the product varieties. Okay. How about from the physical class? You have to ask from yourself, am I buying anything if it is cheap and conveniently buy?
With those two factors, there are other factors also that.
Yeah, because like this is I don't think like the people are behaving like this because it was yes original assumption. But that original assumption, I don't think it's applicable because if it is not required, yeah, we don't buy it. That's the answer because no matter how cheap it is, because unless otherwise so many cheap things are there. We are not going to stock all these things at home, isn't it? Like a simple example, like sometimes whenever you are working and certain products are being given free, not even charging from you. Like the brochures, like promotional brochures. So are you going to take them? Because you know that even if you take it and you have to throw it. And even the throwing is waste management, like in the commercial area, giving the garbage is also it's another hectic task. So you're not collecting up because if you don't feel like it's required, you don't buy. Or simply like if I'm a kind of a person who doesn't know a single letter of Tamil, so even the Tamil paper is being given free, I won't take it for reading purpose. No point because I don't know how to read. I will take it for some other purposes. So therefore, this was the major criticism against the production concept because it didn't consider about the customer's requirement. People purchase only if it is required. Okay. So that is one side. So in that sense, can we totally not consider this one? That means, are there any instances where this may apply? May. This may apply in some instances. Generally, no, this won't apply because unless otherwise we require, then only we purchase it. That point has been neglected by this concept. But some instances are there, like we don't care about the quality, whatever available, we purchase. When the demand is too high, the supply is very low. So we had kind of a crisis. So suppose that Sri Lanka had the fuel crisis. Okay. So the earlier for our vehicle, we are very much particular about 95 or something like that. Then after that, even though it is saying 92, sometimes it may not have even 82. But we just go for it. So we don't care about the quality and we don't care like what would be the consequences that happen to our engine. So we didn't care anything about it. So that means we went for a production concept, even it's not for a cheaper price. So some instances, this may apply. Okay. Clear? And the other one. So that's what here it's saying that the major risk is you don't care about the customer, the requirement. That is the product concept. Now the production concept, you focus on the production. Then in the product concept, what should be the focus there? Product. So the companies thought like this. They thought if we are introducing like very sophisticated product with very innovative features and very advancements, sophistications, people will buy that. So that the companies keep on focusing on the sophistication of the product features. That was their philosophy. So that's what here is a product concept for the consumer will favor the product that offer the most in quality, performance, and innovative features. Okay. So therefore, the management focus is the continuous product input. Do you think this is fine? Do you think this may work for a business to run a business successfully? Why not? Why not? Like why like the keep on improvement of the product may also sometimes fail. Why? Because we are saying that this may not apply, that means it's some failures there. Why? Competition, so how come the competition may challenge this? Like because if we are like the creating something advanced and the competitor may copy it, something like that. Okay, yeah, but we are also keep on advancing. You know, no matter like the competitor copied because we are coming up with another innovation. That's what here is. It is a continuous product improvement. It's okay, let others to copy what we are doing, but we are always coming up with something advancements, sophistication. Why that is also not good.
The price and so the price.
Yeah, there are so many other things once again, because since we are left with only 9 minutes, I have to tell you. Just looking at this picture, what it look like? Of course, it's been written as a mousetrap. So if you forget about that label, how does it look like? It's like a statue, isn't it? Yeah. This was a case like it was happening in US. In a particular area, there was a problem with the mice. So this company that's been run with the product concept, they have come across with very sophisticated mousetrap. Okay. They offer it to the market, but it was not able to capture a mouse. In terms of sophistication, it looks really nice. Then it become a failure product. Okay. Then they realize people don't want products. Rather, they want the solutions to their problem. Okay. Like you don't want mobile phones, but you want the functions that attach to the mobile phone, isn't it? So you don't want food, but you want a solution to your hunger. You don't want a drink, but you want a solution to your thirsty. So there are certain drinks that you had, but still you feel thirsty. Isn't it? Okay. So that is the major criticism. Here it says that, like, if you keep on focusing on the product, forgetting about the use of the product, how the customers are using this, then it's wrong. That is what we call marketing myopia. Too much focus on the product, forgetting about the customers. That is wrong, because we should understand people don't want any product, rather they are finding solutions to their problem, like what happened in the mousetrap case. Okay, now tell me, that is a major criticism. Again, it's forget about the use of the product, that means the customer's requirement. That has not been taken on board by this concept also, because it's focused only about the product. Now you tell me, are there instances where some companies are practicing the product concept in the current context? Can you see some instances where this is being in practice? Mobile phone in your hand? Like, say, but they are finding a nice solution for it as well, not totally this concept. That if you're looking at the phone that we were using, like just maybe 5-6 years ago, maybe a decade ago, like it was a button phone, isn't it? But we charge the button phone, maybe not even every day we don't charge. We are charging maybe one in another day, every other day, or once in 2 days time. So like, because the functions that we can do from the phone is very marginal, very simple. So that we are using the battery for a couple of days. But then after that, the smart features came into the phone with the initiation of Samsung. Okay. So then every day, the new version, smart features are being added. But we have to charge the phone almost every day. Whatever the advancements it's inbuilt, that is taking the battery power. So then the battery life, it's going down. So then it's like it's challenging the real use of a mobile phone. What is the real use of a mobile phone? Whenever you are mobile, still you are being connected, isn't it? So wherever you are, you can be connected by others, and also you can connect the others. But if the battery life is in a challenge because of the too much sophistication, what will happen? So there are some instances where like the people are always looking for a power supply. They come with the charger and then put the charger, and then it become a land phone. Because it's not that phone is mobile, you are being mobile. You go to the place, take the call and come. Then it's the same requirement from the landfill, isn't it? So it's challenge the purpose of the use. But nicely, they have find a solution for it. Again, we have to pocket out for it, power bank. They are introducing a supplementary product as a power bank. So that's what like the concept is wrong. People don't want products. Sophistication, it's not something we are looking for, but we want a solution. Sometimes you might be having a very advanced wristwatch, but if it didn't give the time accurately, what's the point? You might be having a very nice pair of shoes, but if you can't use the pair of shoes, like if it is giving kind of a irritating feet, you will not use it, no matter how looks it's nice, because it doesn't give the comfort to your feet. Okay. So sometimes the dishes looks very nice, but you can't eat. Then you will not eat, even though it looks nice. It's very sophisticated. So therefore, the product concept also totally been criticized because people don't want product. People want the solutions to their problem. Unless otherwise, if you are giving solutions, no point of improving the quality or innovations. But take it down like the example. We are saying marketing myopia MOSFET, and even no need to take down. It's already there. People don't want the example only thing you can take down the mobile phones, the smartphones. That is coming under product concept. But of course, not totally, we cannot totally criticize because they have offered a supplementary product as a solution. But the problem is, again, it's going out of our product. Not that they are giving free. Okay, with that note, if you have any questions, you can ask from me now because I can't go to the next concept since we are left with only 3 minutes. So this one we have done, the production and product we completed, and we'll continue from the setting concept from this side. Have a nice weekend.